back to Talkin Texas Forever, a Friday Night Lights podcast. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Liz.
And we're discussing Season 5, Episode 2, On the Outside Looking In. Written by Carrie Aaron and directed by Michael Waxman. Original air date, November 3rd, 2010.
You got it right.
Thanks so much. I double check now because I was saying 2023 and we know that's wrong.
We know it's wrong.
Yeah.
But we're in 2023. If you're hearing this podcast in 2025, hello.
Yeah, seriously, if you ever find us and we're off or we're like ahead a season, well, now that we're on the final one, you should still reach out and be like, hey, I just found you guys and hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because we love when people reach out. I mean, still when people reach out, like, I love Tree Hill Talk or I love Let's Talk OC.
I know.
Like, wow, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It means a lot. Not everyone is happy with how the team played in the season's first game. Vince discovers stardom comes with benefits. Luke pays for his aggressive play. Tammy tries to start a tutoring program.
Oi.
She's trying
too hard. Just
yeah.
Too hard.
So like we said, Tammy's doing all of the things. She's trying to get the faculty involved in a tutoring program. And we first see her during the faculty meeting. And she's just like pitching this idea. And the faculty's like, girl, we tired. We already do all of the things.
Right. And the students that want to make the effort already make the effort.
Right.
And them trying to get the students who don't is just going to be impossible.
I get it. I understand Tammy wanting to make a difference, but I also understand the teachers who are like, we don't want to waste our time. We're underpaid. Why put out efforts, like you said, to students who don't want to try?
Right.
Yeah. And so Levi, who's the principal, he suggests that she socializes with the faculty before asking for favors, essentially.
I agree. I wouldn't put it in those words necessarily.
What, like what he said?
Yeah, like you go and make friends and then maybe they'll listen to you. You're coming in too hot.
Yeah.
Even I watching, I'm like, oh, Tammy, you're coming in way too hot. Just befriend these people first.
Yeah.
And then they can, trust what you have to say.
Right. And so she overhears that they go out to happy hour at Riviera's every Thursday. And so she talks to Eric about it. And he's like, you should go. Riviera's is a happy place.
Hot spot.
Yeah. You get them drinking and then you can get them talking and then you'll become friends with them. And so she decides to go. And it's so awkward because
I didn't realize it was just going to be them sitting at a table. I thought like happy hour, you go sit at the bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but there's too many of them, so they get a table, and it's like everyone's cliquey, as you would be.
Yeah.
And she's left out.
I know. Did you peep her like trying to listen in?
Yeah.
And then the woman
like,
stopped talking.
Stop talking. They're like, we don't want her in this conversation.
Yeah. And so the final straw is a drink spills on her lap. And she's like, it's fine, y'all. I got a baby at home. I'll see you later. And so she leaves. And then Laurel runs out after her, which you do not trust Miss Laurel.
Well, at first she's like, if she comes, y'all owe me drinks or something. Just kind of like, and you can tell she rolls her eyes at her the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
She doesn't respect her or what she's trying to do. So I don't know. Maybe something is happening there.
Right. But then Laurel's like, you'll get used to it. We're just not used to someone caring so much. And also, I will volunteer for your tutoring program.
Yeah, I still am a little sus about it. We'll see. Michelle's like, I don't remember if she's good or not. So
don't. I mean, I know we want Tammy to have friends. You said that.
Of course.
So
of course. Definitely friendship. And if she's the one, Laurel, hey, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But you can already tell she was just like a little disrespectful to her. But Tammy, I know, was really pushing and trying really hard. She's like trying to get a gold star, and it's like obnoxious in a way. So if I was someone who had been working there for a while and had seen all these kids and what they're capable of, I think I also would probably roll my eyes, but I wouldn't make it very obvious. And I wouldn't talk shit about her to anyone else and be like, if she comes, like, you guys owe me, $20 or whatever it is. So I don't know. I'm a little bit hesitant on her. And I don't know, would you have left right away after the drink spilled in you? I think I would have at least held out for like 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
You know, like, "Oh shit, okay," and then
Yeah.
go. It
Yeah.
just was a little obvious.
Because you're sitting in your wet pants and you know
Yeah,
you desperately want to go home,
right.
but I probably would have
It's a little
sucked it up.
embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. Do you think also the faculties kind of have not a judgment against her, but they know about obviously the whole abortion scandal. They know she's
Right.
Coach's wife and she's taking a very strong interest in Epic.
Yes, she's doing all the things
Yeah.
that could lead her to being an outsider for a long time. So, yeah, I think I would also look at her and be like, she's drama and I don't want to be around it.
Tammy's drama.
Yeah, not that she is, but like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be associated with someone who gets themselves
Mm.
involved in a lot of things.
Oh, yes.
Tammy likes to get put her nose into things maybe when she doesn't necessarily need to or belong.
Right.
And as you see how she is as a guidance counselor, I'm like, okay, you are the guidance counselor. You're kind of stepping over your role a little bit with like suggestions. So I can see what they mean about it. That's all.
How do you feel about Tammy handling Epic? Because when we first meet Epic, she's outside of the school. She's smoking a cigarette. She doesn't want to go to class. We see Tammy throughout this episode catching her smoking cigarettes,
Mm.
telling her you need to show up to your necessary meetings. Epic says, my mom doesn't tells me I don't have to. I don't this isn't like I don't need to do this. And then obviously Epic ends up going to a meeting.
Yeah.
Do you think Tammy's too pushy or Tammy's just doing her job?
Well, she said the other guidance counselor didn't care.
Gave up on her.
Right.
Right.
So I think if she's persistent, which I'm sure she will be because she's Tammy, that Epic will eventually give in a little bit and see that this person is showing an interest in her. Kind of like Tyra, you know?
Right.
She's her new Tyra, where Tyra never thought she would amount to anything, but she really, really wanted to. But she had nobody that believed in her, and Tammy believed in her. And Tyra really adapted to that.
Yeah.
And it worked in her favor. So I foresee that happening here as well. And it's sad. And Tammy says, like, I know unfortunately you might not have support at home, but just know that I have it for you here. So
And
like
I
when you come
care.
here, I care.
Right. We do get to see Julie in college,
Mm-hmm.
which
I'm just
I'm
giggling.
not even going to sugarcoat it or lie to you. Liz called it as soon as we saw the
It
TA.
wasn't even it was before the TA even came
You
up on
predicted,
the
and
screen.
I'm not even going to try to yes, this is where we're going. Y'all know what we're talking about. Whether you're a newbie or not,
This
it is
is
clear.
clear as day and
Clear.
beyond predictable, and I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Sorry, writers. I'm disappointed. I never shat on this show. I love it so much, but what y'all have done with Julie Taylor is disappointing.
I want to read what Lisa sent. She sent us really good thoughts
I'm
for
sure
this
she did.
episode, but in particular, she says, please, please, please do not make Julie and the TA have a thing. Just don't. If she is not meant to be with Matt, that's fine, but let's not do the cliche thing that always happens in teen dramas. Please, no.
Thank you. And I don't even know where I was going with that, but my brain is like, just no. It's
Just
just
no.
no. It's so predictable.
I know.
It's so predictable. And you know what? Honestly, even though he's showing interest in her, we've done this before with her. I mean, not once, not twice. Maybe this is the third time that someone has taken interest in her, that's trying to teach her, that has a superiority over her. I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's old,
It's old.
especially
And
for Julie.
I'm not saying she's not a cute girl. We love her. She's
No, that's
very
not that's
it,
not the
that's not the
problem.
problem. Like we understand she would get people staring at her and interested in her because she is attractive and smart and personable and she's Julie Taylor. But I'm just really, really, we couldn't have had like any other person in the class be interested in her. It had to be the TA, which he's not 18.
Right.
And again, consensual, legal, whatever. I'm sure we'll go there, but it's still icky.
It's very icky and it
It's
gets
just unnecessary to drive story. It is so unnecessary. I'm I can see I'm already over talking about it.
yeah, just wait till
It's
next
just
week.
frustrating.
Just wait.
Mm,
till next week. Okay, so after last week's win, everyone is obsessed with whether or not the Lions are going to be ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, they're not ranked.
Right. And I wasn't impressed. I wasn't like thinking that this was going to go in their favor.
No. Coach plays off that he doesn't care, but clearly he does care. And the team is obsessed and they can't focus on their gameplay. You even have the boosters there, Mo, like giving them live updates, like whether they're ranked or not. And it starts to get suspicious because teams that were even got less, like earned less than the Lions are ranking and the Lions aren't. And the Lions won against a huge team last week. Like, why wouldn't they be ranked? So it seems a little suspicious. So then Buddy stops by and he informs coach that Luke's play from the game is now being questioned by the athletic administrator and there will be a hearing.
I knew we couldn't really let that go when we saw it last week and how aggressive it was and this kid walking off the field, like limping off the field, and then we didn't touch upon it. I was like,
yeah,
we're not done there.
Yeah, and coach tells the team like it's a safety issue. Like if there was a problem, I would know, you would know. This is standard procedure. But then coach goes and visits Mac and they have a whole discussion about like why wouldn't we be ranked? And he's like, dude, you're like bottom of the barrel.
Right.
You're out of the loop. And also Buddy tells him as well that it wasn't so much the administrator, but this is kind of the guy who is in charge of the team. Kind of, we're out for you. You're on the outside. We're not happy that you won against a team you shouldn't have won against.
Right. Like it was not luck, but it happened and nobody's excited about it.
Exactly.
Because that's not what traditionally would have happened. What they're all used to knowing.
Exactly.
But get used to it because Coach Taylor, he's a molder of men. There's just Thursday crew screaming up there.
Yeah. And so coach goes to the hearing. He stands by Luke's play. He's like, I believe in my player. Like, this was a fair call. And if you feel it wasn't a fair call, then that's on the refs. Why are you bringing this up 2 days later?
Right. The ref felt it as though it wasn't, a penalty.
Correct.
So why are you doing this?
Yeah.
It's just because you're out to get me.
Exactly. And so Luke is now suspended for a game, which sucks.
It sucks. It's one game. It sucks, though.
Yeah.
And plus, he was out before then because of his injury. That injury.
The injury.
The injury that he's magically healed from.
Well, it's been 9 months.
But now it's been 9 months.
I know it's hard to remember that because I also felt that way. I'm like, it's like you've been out, you had this injury, but I'm like, oh, right. It's a new season 9 months later.
Right. I almost had to remind myself midway when Julia was at school and stuff. I was like, oh, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. We're like past where I thought we were going to be.
Yeah.
So
Luke is also very upset with Hastings joining the team. He feels like, why are you even here? You don't even like football. And even Vince tries to calm him down, being like, what's your problem? Like, do you need a hug?
Yeah, he needs a hug.
Yeah.
Very much so. And whatever his name is. What's his name? Hastings.
You wanted to call him Huntington?
Huntington, Hudson. Couldn't get it together.
All the other H names but Hastings.
He wasn't supposed to be here. I don't know why he's still here, but he's here to like play football, even though he was against it this whole time. Didn't even know how to play the game.
Yeah.
And Luke, you were the one like helping coach trying to get him to come on the team. And then he decides to come on the team and now you're like annoyed about it because you're annoyed that you can't play in the game and that I noticed that scouts like universities weren't sending him letters even though he's a senior.
Right.
That's not good.
Yeah, so that's also weighing
heavy on him.
Yeah. So much so, and we'll talk about the party scene, but Luke gets drunk because he's suspended and can't play in the game. He gets in Hastings' face, and Becky saves the day and ends up bringing him home, calms him down.
Uncalled for.
He's getting in Hastings' face?
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because Hastings is staring like that. He just didn't like it.
I'm glad Hastings didn't retaliate.
Same.
But I also think Hastings knows his place.
I think so too.
Like, I am brand new on this team. I'm not going to get involved with you fours.
Right. And also fours, he could probably take him. He could take fours for sure. He's tall, he's bigger.
He could probably toss him.
Yeah. He could jump higher, remember? He's a basketball player, even though Will said he was the worst fake basketball player out there.
How did you feel about the Becky and Luke scene?
I thought it was sweet.
It's so sweet.
We're going back to this. I didn't think we would, but I
Really?
think it makes sense, and you almost forget their past with
I
each
know.
other
I know.
because they're just acting like kids again,
Yeah.
which is nice for them because they should be kids. They're 17 years old.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I thought he relaxes with her. He obviously very much likes her. And
Mhm.
I think she likes him too, but she's not ready to completely give in to her emotions with him because I'm sure of a lot of factors. You know, she's got a lot of walls up. Plus
Yeah.
there's Tim Riggins in the picture, obviously.
Well, Tim
Not
is
now.
he's got 3 months.
He's got 3
So
months, and when 3 months end, she's gonna be like, "Hey, Tim,
I don't think so. You know what?
remember me?"
I'm not even gonna say it because I
No,
really don't, but
I
I'm
know.
hoping. I mean, she's living with Billy and Mindy now,
Right.
and we absolutely love seeing Billy and Mindy as parents. At
Right.
first, obviously, Mindy is very suspicious, but you predicted beautifully. You said
Mhm.
like she would be upset at Becky wearing her cute little clothes around the house, which
Wouldn't
is
you?
yes, I get. Well,
But then
I
she's
probably not.
16, Billy's what, like 33? I don't
Yeah,
how old is Billy supposed to be?
yeah, probably early 30s at
Early
this point.
30s, right? Like
Yeah,
late 20s, early 30s?
yeah,
It's hard to gauge an understanding with Billy's age. Whatever.
yeah.
They just keep
Yeah, I
screaming
know.
out
I
there.
wonder if that's being picked up.
Probably. So I think Billy wouldn't be interested in that at this current time. Maybe give him I mean, I'm not calling him like obviously like a wanderer, an eye wanderer or cheater or anything like that, but you know, they have a baby together. Like they're starting their lives. Like truly.
Yeah.
I don't think she has anything to worry about, but I can see why she'd be like insecure there.
The line that she says, there's a hen.
Yeah. There's a fox in my hen house. Is that what she says?
There's a fox in my hen house and I don't like it. Stacy said that's the most repeated line to her and she absolutely hates it. And when she got the
I wouldn't
script,
see that, but
yeah, when she got the script, you know, throughout the show, the series, as Derek and Stacy talk about it, like there was room for improv. They could sometimes not say the lines on the paper, but that line was like bolded. So she had to say that line. That was so necessary for her to say. And
it's like,
she
oh,
said she doesn't like that line.
that's so funny.
But I understand where she's coming from. But obviously, like Billy, he's just being dad. And he's like, Tim told me to take care of her.
Right, I made
Tim's in
a promise to
prison
my
for
brother.
me. I have to follow it. And then at the end, we see when she comes home after curfew and Mindy's waiting up for her.
So
I mean,
sweet.
it made me tear up.
Me too. Is
Yeah,
this the first episode in 5 seasons without Timo? Like Taylor Kitsch was not in
I
it at
thought
all.
I know, and I have to say, I'm just gonna spoil it for you. He's not in next week's. And after next week's episode, I'm like, okay, I missed him. Like it feels weird.
It did feel weird. I have to
Yeah,
admit, it did feel a little weird,
yeah,
especially seeing like the Becky stuff, which I'm super appreciative that we're giving her something else.
yeah, yeah,
You know, it felt like a little something was missing, but I'm
yeah,
okay with it. You
yeah,
know, he
yeah.
has to do what he's got to
Right.
do.
Okay, so at the start of the season, it's the initiation of the Rally Girls, which we never really saw. We knew Rally Girls existed, but now you get to see how it's done. It's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, and we've seen it with the Panthers. So I was like,
Yeah.
you have to bring that over to East Dillon as a tradition.
Well, as Tammy says, it's a Texas football thing.
Ugh.
Yeah. And so Tinker's hosting and they pull numbers out of this, like, it looks like a giant bingo
Yeah, I was like, it's
page
kind of a cute
field.
way to do it with the jerseys in there. It's cute.
Right. And so Becky is Tinker's rally girl, which later on Luke trades his pig. So
Maribel.
Mirabelle, because Tinker's in love with Mirabelle. And so
This is
Becky ends
weird.
up to be Luke's rally girl.
This is weird. I would have loved if Becky was Tinker's rally girl this whole time.
I
I mean,
know.
she can still get with Luke, but it
Sure.
would be cute, like the three of
I
them
know.
hanging, you know?
But this causes a lot of drama because Vince's rally girl is Mora. So this girl gets picked. Vince right away is like, hey, listen, I have a girlfriend. You can't be my rally girl. I can't have you wear my jersey.
Yeah.
He's straight up, which I appreciate. However, after the gifts are given to the boys get, cookies and porn and other treats in their locker. Vince gets nothing.
I mean, she's just the girlfriend.
Yeah, Jess
She
is
never signed up to be a specific rally girl. She's like, I'm going to wear your jersey because you're my boyfriend.
right. And Jess is like, I don't do those sorts of things. I don't think the rally girl life is for me. Go and get yourself a rally girl.
Right. And plus, she's on the dance team.
Right.
Like, she's got other shit going on.
And she loves the sport so much. She's not going to get wrapped up in this.
Other aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which she obviously thinks is dated
Yeah.
and it's just not like appropriate.
Well,
She's like, why do we have to do that? Why do women have to do that?
right. So much so Vince goes back to his original rally girl, Mora, and she puts her undies. I'm not going to say the P word, Liz. I hate that
Shaw has a
word.
problem with the P word.
I hate it. Puts her undies in Vince's locker. And so Jess questions her about it. Like, what kind of message are you sending about yourself putting your undies in my boyfriend's locker? And she goes, he's going to be mine in 2 weeks. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this leads to a fight in the girls' bathroom.
Well, I'm always team Jess. I'm definitely team Jess, obviously, in this situation.
Yes.
It was like approaching her in the bathroom was a little bit of like, I feel like she kind of trapped her a little bit.
Trapped Mora?
Yeah. Like Mora kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, she was getting up in her face.
Well, what I don't understand, and maybe we just didn't see it. Jess later on has a talk with Tammy about what happened about the fight. Did Mora get talked to?
I would hope so, but obviously they didn't show it.
Yeah, because Tammy questions Jess, like, you're an honor student. Why are you fighting someone? Jess states her case, how she feels about this, and about how the girl put undies in Vince's locker. And Tammy says that's Texas football. I hate that answer because it's like Tammy is excusing it. Like, it's just part of the deal.
Right. Like, oh, kids will be kids. Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Girls will be girls.
Right. I just didn't like that. And then, she hears her more talk about it, but then she says, all right, I'm going to look for other things so you could work this off. So I'm like, does Mora have to work this off? Because Mora was also part of the fight.
Right. Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. So later on at a party, we have this like chugging beer from a keg funnel situation. And it seems to be girls against girl against girl. Whoever wins gets a kiss from their football player. And so Mora's up and she wins and she goes to get a kiss from Vince. And Vince is like, I can't do that.
Right. Like, I don't know if I particularly liked the way. I mean, Jess was fine with it. She wasn't obviously fine with the fact that Mora was trying to kiss him.
Yeah.
But Vince was just like, I can't do that. Not like
you took him like saying that. I mean, you took the way he said it like that.
No, but I think Mora did. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, oh, he's saying that, but I know what he really means. Like, oh, I can't do that, but I want to.
Interesting.
Because that's how she would want to see it.
Right, right.
And Jess is not like, she's not threatened by that, but then Mora's like, just stepping on her toes. She keeps pushing the boundary. Jess is like, it doesn't bother me, but it does.
I mean, it would bother me.
Of course.
Of course. And so Jess ends up versing her and in the chugging contest, whatever you call it. Is this what we're calling it? A beer chugging contest?
I guess.
And Jess gets sick and throws up from it.
Yeah, because there's a lot. And she was like throwing up foam. There's like a lot of foam.
It was so gross. And I love that Vince is there. He's holding her hair back. And she explains, like, I miss you. I miss the football version of you, of working with you. Now you have coach. And he's
I was confused by this.
She misses, I think, well, not I think.
Trying to help.
Yeah.
Like having a purpose in the relationship.
Right. She loves football. She loves the sport. She understands the game. We saw it last week when the boys are having her pitch to Hastings to join the team because they say to her, like, you're hot and you get the sport.
Right.
So she doesn't want to be like the sideline cheerleader. She wants to be the more of the strategic part of the game.
Right. And like a mentor to her boyfriend, like trying to
Right. Right.
help him figure things out or give him
Yeah.
support or advice.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is kind of random. But also, we haven't seen them in supposedly 9 months. So I'm like, okay. Oh, she's like, over the summer, it was so great. I was helping you with your football, but now I feel like I don't have a role. But it was hard because as the audience, you don't see that because we have the break and then we come back and it's been 9 months.
Yeah. I mean, we when we first meet her, we see her playing football with her brothers. She's the one who takes them to all the games.
Mm-hmm.
She helped Landry.
Yeah,
Remember, like focus, just get
she's very
zen.
invested.
Yeah.
She just loves the sport.
She loves football and she gets it.
Right.
Also, Vince is having quite the episode because he gets a bunch of interest letters from so many colleges.
I was so proud.
And coach brings him into the office, gives him a stack, and he's like, how, isn't this so cool? And later on, Vince brings them home, and Regina's just so happy. At first, she's like so tired from work, and then she sees the stack of envelopes.
Yeah, he's like, I want to show you something. And she was like, not tonight. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, don't say that. Like, your kid, like, probably never tells you or shows you anything. And now you're like, no, not tonight. But then luckily he was just like, here it is, mom. Please pay attention.
And her eyes light up. Like,
Yeah, it's
can't
very
believe
sweet.
this.
I
And
loved this
I know.
interaction.
I know.
They have such great mother son chemistry.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah. And he just asks her, like, where you want to go? You want to go to the beach? You want to go to the
Anywhere.
mountains? I'm going to take care of you.
Ugh,
They want me. They're hugging. And he's just like, they want me, mama.
it's
Ugh.
so sweet. And Kim in the chat's like, it reminds me of Smash.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, you're right. It's like a very similar dynamic.
I know.
Um, Corinna, I miss her
Corinna.
so
Oh my
much.
God. She was so good.
She definitely had a different fire about her
Yes.
than Regina does, but it's
Yes.
similar in like mom and son, very
Yeah.
important to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And then we also have to note that when Vince and Luke were getting barbecue, that wasn't from Ray's Barbecue. It's just another place.
Suspish.
They run into a man named Bob who owns a gardening center, and Bob is just like, in awe of Vince, gives him his business card and is like, hey, if you ever need anything, give me a call. And so he does, because we hear Regina talking about her job. And so she goes for an interview at this shop and she gets a new job.
Hallelujah.
So this is exciting. All things coming up, Vince, in this episode.
In this, I haven't forgotten what happened at the end of last season. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. That's our summary. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to answer all your questions. Welcome back from break. Lisa, I mean, I know we've already talked about the Rally Girls, but she says, so this is how they picked the Rally Girls. Seems a bit demeaning to me, but honestly, the whole Rally Girl is demeaning. I prefer. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
I prefer in Veronica Mars, where they call them spirit boxes and the Pep Squad puts them together. I don't really understand why Becky was there, but I assume it is to give her reason to be around the football team.
I don't remember that in Veronica Mars.
I'm assuming V Mars is Veronica Mars.
I would assume that as well.
I have no
I have
recollection.
I have no recollection of that either. But I'm sure it happened. That's just how Alyssa and Michelle watch TV.
Like when I think of Veronica Mars, I think of the overall big story.
Me too.
But maybe was that a big storyline?
I don't hope not, because I don't remember it.
You know what? It's time for a rewatch.
It is. I feel like we watched that so fast.
2019.
Yep. And I remember watching the finale of Veronica Mars, the newest season 4.
Oh my God.
And also watching the season 2 finale of the OC in the same day.
Oh my God.
Yes, we watched it obviously for Let's Talk OC.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is just an emotional thing. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Both finales. Yeah, so that was my day. I'll never forget it. That's what I remember about Veronica Mars. Just
oh my God.
being in complete shock. Yeah.
Those are both two very heavy episodes.
They are very chatty up there tonight.
Yeah. The boys are playing I don't know what. Maybe they're not even playing games. They're just hooting and hollering.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Will asks, what was your favorite history topic in school?
That's a none for me.
I loved ancient civilizations, especially ancient Egypt. I really loved learning about
I
that.
couldn't tell you.
So much so, I used to pretend I had this kit where it was like a clay kit, and you would dig out for a pyramid, and I would pretend I was a slave, and I would dig out like I was building the pyramid. You know, people are people.
Absolutely. Cool. I think my you had to do a project in like the 5th or 6th grade, and I think I did make like a pyramid. I
Mm-hmm.
forget what it like my aunt helped me 'cause she was really good at that stuff, but I couldn't tell you anything I enjoyed learning about, to be honest. History,
Yeah.
not my thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We see Julie in a history class, her professor Nevins, who looks like Albert Einstein. And
Looks like it's about to cry.
I know. I'm
And
so,
then the TA is gonna have to take over.
yeah, that's right. Exactly. Will also says, I have big news. I got a high school teaching position near my hometown. I will be teaching literature and writing at Sandy High School in Oregon.
That's
I am
amazing.
back on August 1st.
Incredible.
We are so
Incredible.
happy for you,
We're
Will.
happy to get you on to a US time zone
I
again.
know Will's been teaching in Japan.
Teaching in Japan for like a
I think
year?
we, yeah.
Has it been a year?
Wow. But yet, never missed an email.
Never. Never ever.
My goodness, Will. We are so thankful for you. Kate says everything is going great for Vince in this episode, but surely that can't last. Maybe his involvement with the gang from last season will come back up to ruin his scholarship
Mhm.
opportunities somehow. This seems like it could be similar to Smash's arc in a lot of ways. What are your thoughts?
Agreed. I see a lot of similarities in the two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Vince is definitely a lot more what's the word I guess I'm looking for? He's worldly in a like no, that's
Vince?
not the word. Not world he just has a lot of life
Mm-hmm.
experience for
Mm-hmm.
someone who's so young. Smash he he was like a tiny bit more sheltered,
Mm-hmm.
but very similar. Really,
Mm-hmm.
really similar. And the storyline is basically like the same thing in a way. There's like that entity that's going to bring them down,
Mm-hmm.
but hopefully at the end of the day Vince will also make it out on top like Smash did.
Rise up.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also says, I guess we're still getting to know Jess, but I was a little surprised by her this week because she had struck me as a level headed and pretty chill in season 4. And things seem to escalate so quickly. What's your take on the Jess Vince dynamic? You said a comment when we were watching that they're so mature and old.
Yes. I feel as though she was little girlish with Landry. Here, they're like mom, dad,
Mm-hmm.
gotta come home, do the bill. They, pay the bills, do the dishes, take care of the kids.
Yeah.
Like they mean business
Yeah.
in a way where it's very natural. And it's almost like it's always been that way. Like they're very comfortable with each other. They seem to really be like best friends. And it's been 9 months ish. I mean, I'm sure they got together relatively quick after her and Landry split apart. I don't think she was hot headed in this episode. I feel like would I have liked her to maybe backed off with more in the bathroom? Of course, I would have liked her not to fight, but
Do you think you would have fought?
no.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I definitely wouldn't have. I had no guts in high school. I didn't have a football player, quarterback,
no, I had no
boyfriend in
stakes,
high
no high
school.
stakes
Nothing.
relationship there
And I
where,
definitely wouldn't put my undies in a locker.
oh, absolutely not. No.
I still wouldn't do that.
Same.
Like, no.
But also like are they all trying to like have sex with their football player? Like that's a very strategic move. Like you don't just put your underwear in there for no reason, you know what I mean?
I know.
Like she obviously wants Vince. We've
She
seen
said it.
it.
She
Right.
said it.
Like, what are the other girls? I mean, no, we give them porn or
The porn is
cookies.
so weird to
That's
me
so cringe.
and gross.
The cookies are sweet.
Very sweet. And I think that's what you're supposed to
And
do.
like Jason, Tim, they always got cookies.
Yeah. And didn't
Or like math homework
thank you, thank you. That's what I was thinking. That's what Tim
for
got.
Tim, math homework
Right.
or an essay.
And Jason got cookies and sweets from, well, I'm sure Lila did that.
Right. I'm sure Lila would. Well, if that's how, if it's a raffle though,
Good point. Well, don't you think whoever Lila would have gotten, she would have
traded.
done cookies? She would.
Oh, yeah,
She's not
absolutely.
putting her undies in anybody's locker.
No, 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 no. No,
No.
she's not.
No.
Even if it was Jason, I don't think she would.
No. No.
Yeah. But back to Kate's
Yes.
question, I really like them together, but I'm afraid that this is like a very quick, like, live with each other kind of like you kind of get comfortable and once that like honeymoon phase fades and she's not feeling wanted or like needed in the football world again, like I feel like maybe they won't. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're in game or anything.
Okay.
I say probably not.
Okay.
At this point, don't look at anybody's on game besides Mins and and Billy
Yeah.
and Coach and Tammy,
Coach and
obviously,
Tammy.
which is pretty amazing. That's like a really unheard of Michelle's face. It's Matt. It's probably Matt and Julie, but it's fine.
No. I'm thinking about our couples and how, like, right now, it's not a predictable
Way
the
of it,
last
how it's
season.
ending.
Besides the two married
Right.
couples we have. Yeah,
We'll see.
we will see.
Also, sidebar. Today, I happened to be playing. What was I playing on YouTube? I wish I never watch YouTube anymore, but I happened to like be in the background doing whatever. And Miss Mojo, you ever see that channel? They like recap like 15 best comedy moments or 10 so it was like 10 best finales that made you cry, happy cry.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Modern Family on there. There was Glee, there was Boy Meets World, Friends, Frasier, and then they said Friday Night Lights. And of course I don't play it. I skip to the next. But I was like, interesting that this made like top 10 happy cry set, emotional finales. I was like, I cannot, well, I can obviously
Yeah.
not wait to end this podcast and this show, but I was like, wow, I really can't wait to watch that. I'm so excited.
I'm glad that it made that list.
Me too. I feel like this show is recognized in different ways and like wouldn't necessarily be in the top 10 of regular, cable television shows.
Well,
I mean, it wasn't on my radar then.
yeah.
Certainly, obviously, is now. It's a humongous show.
It seems to be one of those shows that a lot of people watch, just like no one's talking about it.
Right. They're like, oh man, I love that show.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
nobody mentions it again after that.
Yeah. I mean, just think about like in our fellowship, right? Like our advisors,
All
like,
of
oh
them
my
love
God,
that show.
I love Friday Night Lights. People I used to work, well, when I worked at my old job 2 jobs ago, customers would come in and we would just be talking about shows. Even before this podcast, like, oh my God, I love Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights is so good. And it's just one of those, it's just such a good show. And I also, we've said this before, even though we're covering it as a teen drama, it's so much more than a teen drama.
So much more.
It's not like our other
family
children. Yeah.
It's a family drama,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. Thank you, Kate. Vic wants to know, have you ever done a keg stand? I have not.
I don't think I ever have. I've definitely funneled.
Yeah,
but I've never like had anyone prop me up and do that.
How does that even work? Doesn't that just defy gravity?
I don't know.
Like how?
So
When you, I'm thinking of logistically about it. How do you drink? Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You're on a slant.
I think you're on a slant.
You're not like straight up.
No, you're not like upside down.
Okay.
I think you're like 45-degree angle or whatever.
I guess that makes sense.
But Yeah.
Clearly put me
No,
over.
we've never, neither of us.
No, 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 no.
No.
Do you see something happening again with Luke and Becky?
Yeah. And they're making it seem that way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
I think she
Cute.
needs a nice boy
Mm-hmm.
like Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Luke needs some perspective
Mm-hmm.
because he is a little Tim Riggins lost at the moment.
Oh, I mean, he got
Everyone has
suspended
like a
and
counterpart, you know?
no letters. Yet he got recruitment like in the end of season 4. Remember, he told coach like, "Oh, this school's interested in me.
Right.
You better fight for me."
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but was that another high school?
it was. I believe it was
Right? It would
different
make
than
sense that it would
college.
be another high school, but
Yeah, but still, there was some kind of interest.
right. And then he got injured,
Mm-hmm.
but apparently during that time he still was trying to get recruited.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see Becky and Luke kicking it up a notch.
Okay. And last but not least, have you ever been in a girl fight?
No.
Yeah, I haven't been either.
I don't think any of my friends have either. Like like fist fight? No. We
No.
always just watched that happen in
Oh
school.
my gosh.
Always happened.
Yeah.
I mean, girls, boys, girls and boys,
What a
all over the place.
what a time. And then
What a wild
you'd be
time.
late to class because of the fight.
Yeah, you because the hallway would be just stopped
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't do anything, and you just
Mm-hmm.
have to sit there and watch and hope that the teachers break it up, which most
Mm-hmm.
of the time they did.
Yeah. And the
It was
security
never like
guards.
other kids that broke it up. It was always the security guards or the teachers.
Always.
Yeah, the other kids were just like, "Whoa,"
Of
like,
course.
wow, what a time!
So weird.
Like that was normal. That was just normal
I
life.
mean, the other thing that was normal for us were bomb scares.
Bomb scares are very normal.
And we did not fear them.
No,
You looked
we
forward
look
to a
forward
bomb
to bomb
scare.
scares. They always, I felt like a lot of times I was very fortunate with these bomb scares. I'd have like a test
I know,
or
same.
like make a presentation. Something would come up
Right?
and we'd have a bomb scare, and I'd be like, yes.
Yep.
But you know, it's very sad
It is.
that this is the world we live in.
And when I think about it now, it like really scares me.
Me too.
The idea of an actual bomb scare. But I was
Right?
not phased by this in high school at
No,
all. No fear. We had a lot of them too.
a lot, a load. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for your questions, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was your favorite quote?
I had a few. I
Okay.
loved you need a hug.
Mm-hmm.
With all due respect, I don't give a piss on how you feel. That was coach. And then, boy, I got your message loud and clear. Also coach.
I traded my pig for you, Luke Caperty.
Oh,
I love it. Coaching corner. Do you have a moment?
I do.
Okay, what do you have?
I had Mindy with Becky.
Yes.
I loved that entire scene. I thought it was just so, I don't know, we just made a lot of progress there. Well, she goes for one moment from like being like, get this girl out of the house, and then being like, how dare you come home so late? We were worried sick about you.
Mm-hmm.
Just really sweet and showing her that people will care. They do care about her and that they will be here for her.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah. I also loved Billy with Becky and trying to help her double the recipe
Mm-hmm.
and doing the math conversion for her.
Shocking.
I
He
loved
did it. He's like, I guess you have to add more milk, more oil. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, Billy.
I love the Riggins as parents.
Me too.
I'm very excited for them. MVP and shittiest.
My MVP.
Do you have one?
I do.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1,
Vince.
Jess. I almost picked
Great.
Vince.
I mean, I loved both of them in this episode. Why'd you pick Jess specifically?
I liked how at first she was like, this is not me. I'm not this. I was going to call it the boosters. Rally girl. And she's just so chill. And I know we had the bathroom scene and the fighting, but she was threatened. Like her relationship, not that her relationship is threatened, but this girl is threatening her. Like, I'm going to take him from you. And Jess is like, in a way, I wanted her to be like, yeah, okay. Right. Like, good luck trying. But, you know, she popped off a little bit. She's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah.
But I just always enjoy her. I really, really love her. She's so natural. She's just so natural. I
Yeah.
mean, that speaks volumes probably to the actress, obviously, but just she's so good. She's such a great character. I can't gush over her enough.
And I like Vince. I feel like he had a great episode. I love the way he carried himself when it came to Jess.
Mhm.
I read it, even though we read those moments differently. When Maura came up and was like, "Come on, give me a kiss," I read it as like, "No, I'm not doing that." Like, I like that he stood his ground.
Oh, me too. I'm not saying he didn't.
I
I
know,
just think that she needs more than that.
like more.
Mora needs more of that
Yeah,
like dismissal.
yeah, I get it. We had votes for Billy and Mindy, Coach Taylor, and Vince as well.
Okay.
Shittiest?
I really didn't know what to put, and mine is very stupid, I think.
Who'd you pick?
The TA.
I love that. That is not shitty.
Do we have he has a name, I'm sure. I just don't know it at the moment.
Yeah, people chose Mora, and
Yeah, but I think there's something else going on there.
Will chose the Texas High School Football Commission people just for that,
Yes.
having it out.
Yes.
I didn't have one. And I feel like Mora was a cop out. And I'm not judging you if you chose her because she is being shitty, but something's going on there.
Hmm.
I love that you chose the TA.
I'm like, be better, dude.
Be better because you can see
You're
the
so
eyes.
predictable.
His name is Derek.
Derek. Your name would be Derek. Actually, I like that name and I think it suits him.
Yeah.
Um, I just get like vibes from him, like Cruel Summer first season vibes, if you
Yes.
get what I'm saying.
Yes. If you know,
If you
you
know, you know.
know.
I don't know.
Mm,
Even though I'm sure that's not where it's going, I just am like, mm, really? It's been like 1 week since you've been 1 week since you've been at school. 1 week since you've been a TA. You need to like pump the brakes.
yeah.
Figure out what's going on
Just
here.
wait till next week.
Ugh.
And I'm not even trying to spoil it for you. I'm the worst, by the way. I'm like,
Well, next
if
week.
I give you if I have a gift for you, I'm like, oh my God, I have to give it to you now. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, again, because you made remarks like as soon as we saw Julie in college, I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to hide anything. Like you're already there, you got it.
It's just so predictable.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary. Let's do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go into a booster of the week. Who's our lion booster?
Our booster is Kate.
Kate.
Yeah. Kate actually, if you listen to We Are Liars podcast, Kate was our literal A. And she had sent me a message. She's like, just for old time's sake, and sent a Barbie picture, photoshopped the hooded figure in the picture, and sent it to We Are Liars. And she's like, just for old time's sake, like I miss it. I'm like, this is so fun. And she always sends her emails for Talkin' Texas Forever. We love when we get to hear from her. She was in the Topic Tuesdays discussing all of the things, and we just really appreciate her. So thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you, Kate. And also, Kate has become a Movie Friends patron.
Yeah. Oh my god, a patron.
Yes.
It's
So she's over there.
amazing.
She's sending emails to Movie Friends. For those of you who don't know, I also co host the Movie Friends podcast with Seth. We discuss movies. And Kate sends great emails over there.
Oh.
And she's in the Discord and she's always sending pictures of, we're all talking about cats. It's great. We love you, Kate. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. Emoji. I was thinking pig.
I was you put in the Discord the pig nose.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Because Luke, he like snorted.
Mm-hmm. She's like, what do you think Mirabelle would say? It's so cute. I
So
loved
cute.
it. They're really sweet.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can send that. Oops, excuse me. I felt it in my face.
So aggressive.
I know. I still feel it.
Try to see if I can see it on your face. I can't.
Okay. Anyway, you can take that pig emoji. You can leave it in an Apple Podcast review if you haven't already and you're enjoying the show over there. Consider rating us 5 stars. You could also send it over on Instagram DMs. We love seeing them. Jacqueline does it every week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You can DM us, email us. We haven't gotten an email emoji in a while. So
Yeah.
that's your mission.
Bring it back.
Talking TexasForever@gmail.com. You've gotten this far. Just send a pig snout.
Pig
We
snout.
just want to know you
The
got
word
this far.
snout is so weird. Snout. I don't like it. It's like scout, but not. There. In case you guys are wondering.
All right.
Yeah, it's time to go.
It is time to go. But first, I have to give you next week's title and, of course, Will's Football Poetry Corner. But
Woohoo.
next week, we'll be discussing season 5, episode 3, The Right Hand of the Father. And we will be live.
Oh my God.
Because it is the first episode of
the month.
July.
We're
yes.
in July. How did this happen?
I know, it's crazy.
Summer's flying.
Yeah. The quote is, "You gonna drop bombs and run like a little kid?" Or Nett Howard? I'm sorry. Are you having a stroke?
I just spat. Ornette Howard. So we're making Vince's father. Cool. I look forward to that.
Mhm.
Are we meeting him in prison?
Do you want me to tell you that?
You don't have to tell me that. Does he get out of prison? Oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. All right, so we're gonna see his father. Maybe Jess will be some support with Vince. Maybe we'll go visit him in prison. Maybe he's in something comes up with, I don't know, maybe like deciding what school he should apply to or something, and he remembers something about his father, or maybe how he doesn't want to be like his father and has this whole existential crisis, and then goes to visit him in prison. And then he can just, I know you said Tim's not there, so
I
was like, you
know.
can go see
Sorry.
Tim's.
Did that ruin you?
Not like it's the same prison. It doesn't have to be the same jail. Yeah. I think we'll develop a little bit more Luke and Becky.
Okay.
Very clearly going to develop more Julie and Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It would be cute if it was like a cuter, that would have been cute if it was a student.
I
We could have done that
know.
whole like, I know what I'm talking about, football, I'm cute, whatever, I like sports thing.
Because here we go again of isolating her, of not having a friend.
Yes.
I mean, again, I remember this specific storyline very well. I don't remember the whole friend thing. I mean, we see Kim, her roommate, but Kim's busy doing her thing. Right. In this episode. And it's like, why couldn't we just have Julie find a group of friends? But maybe that I don't know. Like, why did we have to do this? We've done that with the Swede. We did it with Austin Nichols' character.
Everything. It's so boring. It would have been so much more fulfilling if we saw her get a friend group, figure out who she is in college,
I know.
experiment with shit. Like, let's just figure out who Julie Taylor is.
Yeah. I
And
know.
you're not going to figure that out by sleeping with your TA.
Right.
I'm sorry. And you're right. Like, it's just going to isolate her more. She's going to be the only one that this TA, like, well, I don't know, but like they'll have that connection. And like, there looks like there's 100 kids in her class that they're all going to, I'm sure, ignore her like they did in this first episode. She tried, but
she kind of tried.
She didn't try hard enough. And now she's like, if they don't understand me, I'm like older.
No.
You know, just like she's not that she feels like she's above them, but like, what can she relate to them with if she's sleeping with the TA?
Right.
Whatever. Ugh,
good prediction.
Just so over this.
Yeah. And we're not
so
even
much.
started. Last but not least, we do have Will's Football Poetry Corner.
So hard to do with these mics for some reason.
Letter of intent. When a football player receives letters of intent from universities like LSU, Michigan, and the like, their lives change forever.
Mm-hmm.
Vince is getting letters of intent from all the big football schools, while Jess intended to play it cool until she blew up on her in the bathroom. Lastly, Coach Taylor and the Lions intend to win state.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Which, that's how Coach got them to get excited for this upcoming game, right? Because they had no oomph to them.
Right. They were down on themselves because they didn't rank and all the things.
People are out to get them.
Right. But now they're like, no,
state.
We just need to focus on state.
That's it.
So it's very exciting to see that this could be a possibility for them, which I predicted. I think for last week. But
you did. That is the goal, right? Every season is to get to state. Yeah.
I have a feeling they won't win state. They're gonna get to say they're not gonna win state, but it's gonna be a whole thing because coach is gonna be like, "You guys made us the state, I know you there."
Look how far the
Like exactly, like truly, they'll beat out the Panthers
Okay.
to get to state, but they're
Okay.
not gonna win state because that'll be just so predictable. Like happy ending. There's be a happy ending in a different way, just not that.
All right.
That's just my light predict for the end of the season, which we now only have like 10 episodes left.
Correct.
Disgusting.
That's it. It'll be here before we know it.
It will.
Yeah. Brandon on Patreon was wondering if we watch Friday Night Lights, the movie.
We're definitely gonna do
And
that.
I said we would do it for a bonus episode. We've talked about that
Yes.
before because we both have never seen it.
Both have never seen the movie, but we've always discussed watching it when we
Yeah.
were finished with the show.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So we will do that.
definitely.
Well, thank you for joining us this week. If you want to be a part of the show, send us an email, talkintexasforever@gmail.com. Send us your questions and your comments. Patrons, join us next week for our live podcast. Details are in the show notes. You can check it out on Patreon. Come back next week for episode 3. We'll see you then.